It's week 8 NFL season. Sunday. Anyway, so here to give you the rundown of the games, how we do. This is the normal routine by now. I've all did better than what I normally do, but I always get flashing out the confidence how I am. If you put money on it, I was like, don't say I told you, because that's your fault for listening. Y'all like, you should just hear but no actions. You know what I'm saying? That's on you. You do your research. Anyway, let's get on into it. Speaking of, I was like, Eagles, Commanders. I was like, now, remember last time they played, I was like, Eagles sort of getting their ass. But then the Commanders made that comeback. And in that, we basically had one of them thrilling games where it came down to the wire. But basically, I was like, Hal, McLaurin, I was like, overtime, and the Eagles ended up pulling that one out. Now, second go around, that's play the same way. Technically, the Commander played them at their full strength with their defense. And everybody else, I was like, now granted, they got Kevin Byard. We'll see how much he gets it. I was like, if he does it all, but the Commanders up front have a chance to disrupt the Jalen Hurts experience. But the way Sam Howell's been getting attacked through that line tells me that it's probably going to be the Eagles. Because, don't get me wrong, I was like, they'll fight, and Sam Howell might come up with some plays and stuff, but he's going to take it to the ground several times. And I was like, the defense for the Commanders isn't on that level, and their 4 is not on that level to stop whatever happens to the Eagles on their side. Eagles all day. Falcons and Titans. This was sort of difficult because I feel like you got two teams that you never know what you're going to get. Because they could be really good, and then sometimes they could just be like, why you do that? Part of me wants to say that I think that the Titans would sort of be able to play Arthur Smith and his offense as he used to be with the Titans. But I can also see how the Falcons sort of have been, where they they got a good defense, but their offense has been with at least the Titans, we know you're going to run the ball with Aaron Henry, play action, Tannehill, Hopkins, and Brooks and stuff. But I can see it being like a really rough game where they just sort of pump the Falcons on offense, even with all their weapons. I'm going to go with the Titans here for is it a mild upset? It might be a low upset. Not even really worth it. We're going to go with a low upset. I'm going to choose the Titans here. I was like, my mind telling me Falcons, so I'm going to go with the Titans in this one. Jaguars and Steelers. Potentially another good game of what is going to happen. Because the Jaguars, I was like, they've been getting in rhythm here lately. Getting off a couple wins. But so have Pittsburgh. And we don't know about Pittsburgh offense at all. But we do know about that defense. And we know anything about that defense, it's going to keep you in games. And the Jaguars have been playing pretty good here lately. Do Tomlin and the defense pick up another win against a Jacksonville team? I'm going to say, yeah. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh for another low upset. I feel like we all think the Jaguars should come out with this game. All right, so the Battle of New York. New York. I was like, in New York, what, that's where dreams. Anyway, so you basically got the Jets defense and Zach Wilson coming off their bye and against the Giants and Tyrod Taylor. Now, the Giants have been able to pull, they won last week. They played good against the Bills. The Jets was able to pull out something. Now, the defense for the Jets is way better than anything on the Giants. But the Giants do have. A, it's gonna be weird to say, but I was like, but if you think about it, they have a better quarterback. I'm gonna go with the Jets just because I just believe in their defense more than the offense or what they might be able to pull out for the Giants. I think it's going to be a pretty much low scoring game, just mild. I don't think it's going to be anything spectacular. I think the Jets just ease it out just a bit, you know. Patriots and Dolphins. Now, I was like, me here, I'm going to say the Dolphins, but the Patriots, even with a win, might be able to stop a little something. Jalen Waddle, I was like, he's going to play, but I was like, he still got his stuff. Tyreek Hill, he's going to play, but he's also been on the report. I was like, we still ain't got our line. I was like, Ramsey ain't going to play. I don't know about Howard, and I want to probably say no, but I'm also not scared of the Patriots at all. Like, I really feel like the only way they win is we beat ourselves. I'm going with the Dolphins here, just for no other thing. And I'm just like, it's the Patriots. I feel like them playing against the Bills, I feel like that's a matchup that they can win a lot better than the Dolphin one, just because I'm like, how our offense stuff like that can move. But I don't. I like. But I think it's going to be a. I think it's going to be a game that we don't take advantage until towards the end. I think it's going to be pretty close to where it's like, oh my God, the Patriots doing this, and then the Dolphins pull away at the end. Rams and Cowboys. I think the Cowboy. Dang, it sucked because if everybody was healthy, I would say the Cowboys. Because I was like their defense with the pass rush can get to Matthew Stafford, but I was like they also have the DB to hold them up on the back end. Cause I was like, I think the receivers are going to eat on Dallas's DB, even though their pass rush is going to get to them. It's really going to be all about like Dak and how that works with them, and I think they're going to have to pass the ball and they're going to have to throw it. I think the Cowboys win here, but I think it's going to be a shoot 'em out game, and it's basically going to be like what quarterback does like mess up and defense decides to step up. But I'm gonna choose the Cowboys here just in the shootout. I just think I was like they're sort of due to sort of win a shootout game of being like high points. The Rams have sort of been just right there, and they haven't been able to get it. And I don't think with the speed of the Cowboys that is going to help here. I mean, for at least for the Rams. Saints and Colts. This is a hard one because I think the Colts have everything to beat the Saints. The Saints haven't looked good on offense. Their defense has been all right. I was like, they've been holding their opponent pretty low to give that sorry offense a chance. And to be honest, they really haven't really looked good. I was like, except for that game against the Bucks when they picked it up at the very end, there was really nothing there. I'm gonna take the Colts. I feel like they got the running backs to take the pace of the game. I think Minshew been making pretty good plays. He ain't been screwing it up. Their defense is like playing really well to the offense of the Saints that isn't really being spectacular outside of like really Kamara. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to Colts here for this win. Patriots and Texans. I was like, I think the Texans are going to win. I think the Panthers will play relatively well. I was like they had a week over to prepare for this game, but also too I think like matchups like these I know we'll make it something in the media where it's like the number one versus the number two kind of thing. But I do think that that does sort of like mean something where it's like your boy over here trying to do so you gotta also like be behind them, hyping them up and stuff like that. So it's like I feel like they could get ready where they're like nah, we're gonna get you this win so that people could people talk about you this week. Stop talking about that Stroud dude. We ain't no. So but I just think that Stroud has been that surgical in a way that's different than Young. And to be honest, like it's funny because they talk about Young, and they're talking about the receivers and all this other stuff, and I'm like, is his receivers really any different than what Stroud has? I mean, yes, I know they got more name value on the Panthers than the Texans, but is there really like that much of a difference between that and the backs? You know, I was like, Stroud had tons of nearly most of the year. You know, Young had his his line mostly. The defenses are both like, I was like, Stroud defense have been like really, I'm talking about Stroud defense, whereas like the Panthers to me has been sort of, they've been disappointment for what we thought they were going to be, but they've been all right considering that the Panthers hadn't really gotten like blown out the window, or at least like give them a chance early on, and they just don't score enough points to balance it out. Anyway, I'm taking the Texans here. I know with the hat. Vikings and Packers. Man, I was like, there's a bunch of games that just seem like, you don't know who really has an advantage here, because Packers lost last week and they've been losing. The Vikings been winning the last couple weeks, and so you're sort of like, okay, well, the Vikings got the momentum, the Packers don't, but the Packers seem to play the Vikings really well. They don't have Jefferson. I was like, their defense is still, like, on paper should be better than what it is for the Packers. The Vikings defense, I feel like, been playing with more optimism. I was like, Kirk out here willing and dealing, Addison coming along. I think the Packers get a win here. I think they squeak it out. I don't think it's gonna be a pretty game. I think it'll be ugly, just like how the Packers' last couple games have been looking ugly, where like they're in the game, they have a chance to win, but they just don't execute properly. But I think they finally just pulled off a little execution against the Vikings. I was like, I just a little bit, nothing too serious. So Packers, Browns, Seahawks. PJ Walker going to get the start for the Browns, so that's good. You already know who your quarterback's about to be. Geno coming off a win. The Browns are coming off a win. I was like, that defense for the Browns. But the offense I was like, I don't know. Dean came back, how he gonna be? I was like, but if they're, but I was like, I'm gonna take Geno barely, because I'm like, he seemed like he can get through the Browns defense almost like how Lamar did. Not in that same way because he doesn't run like him, but he got the amount of weapons that I think, and he passed the ball around the way that he does, that I think it will be able to negate enough of what the Browns do. Don't get me wrong, he's still going to get annihilated because he was getting annihilated against the Cardinals and stuff like that, and the Bengals. Like, so he's been getting his ass ate up, but he's still been able to find windows and been able to find the receiver. I think for this, I think he's out. So I was like, I don't know how that's going to. I was like, obviously you're down your second back at Ford, been playing really well with your backup quarterback. I think that's just a lot for their offense to handle in a way that I don't know they'll be able to pick up that many points in order to balance this out. So I'm going to say the Seahawks get that victory. Bengals and 49ers. This had a chance to be really good, but looks like Purdy's out, Debo's out, Trent Williams out. I think the Bengals pull this one out. I know Sam Darnold, blah, whatever. I think the Bengals get this one. I was like, their defense can be sort of had the 49ers. So, if anybody can do it, it's going to be the Bengals and their offense. And so, to me, I was like, I go with the Bengals this week. I was like, there's just too many injuries for the 49ers to overcome that. Chiefs and Broncos. Do we really have to talk about this? Granted, I'm like, I'm sick and tired of the Taylor Swift thing. But I don't see any way the Broncos are really going to take this victory. I don't think they're going to get their ass blown out, pause. But I was like, because I was like, cause you know the offensive of Mahomes hadn't been rocketeer, but I think it'll be a sort of close game, you know, by like 10. But I think the Chiefs win. See, put it together, it works out. And so the Ravens and the Cardinals. I don't see any reason that the Cardinals will pull out a victory here against the Ravens, and when they haven't with anybody else. But if there were going to be a close game, it should be a close game. It should be. I mean, I know the Ravens just blew out the Lions, but the Cardinals been pretty much in every game until basically the end. And I feel like they play similarly, where they're just like they got the quarterback who's able to scramble, but they got receivers that sort of just like shifty and moves and like sort of on the small side. I was like the defense plays aggressive, and I think that the Ravens win. There's no point of even really talking hardly anymore about this. Bears Chargers sucks as a Sunday night game. Sort of, I don't know if it sucks or not if Justin Fields is not the quarterback or not. Maybe in this situation where like the matchup you were thinking of a Bears versus Chargers, Herbert versus Fields, in that case. But with the new dude with Bayet, oh yeah. Look, the Bears shouldn't win. We shouldn't. They should lose. But the Chargers do be out here charging. And I don't mean uphill. I mean backwards. Their legs bent backwards. They go the wrong way. They like them automated robots that's got like the bent legs. Even though they walking forward, these should be like going backwards. I think the Bears pulled the upset here. I'm gonna say it. If there's a risky pick, I was like, I'm choosing the Bears. Yes, that's what we're going to do. I was like, Mr. Tyler gets a second win. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to start having ourselves a quarterback competition. We're going to be talking about it. I was like, I don't know when Justin Fields come back. It still might be a while, so there might be some more time for Tyler to rack up. But guess what? If he got about the same amount of wins as I was like, Justin Fields or more going before Justin Fields coming back. I know they got to find out about Justin Fields. I know they're going to put him back, but guess what everybody going to be doing? Let's find out about Tyler. Is Tyler the new one? Maybe we could just have Tyler until we draft a better one or something and get rid of him. Get him for his own pick. You already know it's going to happen. It's going to be here. But anyway, those are my picks. Picking up the upset for the Sunday night game. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's fun. But if not, then, hey, I guess we ain't having none. I don't know. Anyway, you like my picks? You got one of my picks? Hey, tell me what you don't and what you do. If you like this video, I appreciate it. If not, hey, maybe next time. But until then, I'm out.